Hey guys, what is going on? And welcome back to another episode of Club and Country. It's episode number 46, and today we're returning with a brand new season as our 6th year at the Rigamonti gets underway as we try and three-peat the Serie A title. Today we'll see the opening day of the Serie A against our rivals Atalanta at home. What went on in pre-season, the European Championships, and of course the much-loved transfer special as well. Let's get to that first. And as I posted on Twitter this morning and kept you guys up to date with the save last night as well. And by the way, guys, I know I say it so often, but please, if you're not following me on Twitter, please do so, man. I don't post like 50 times a day, but I keep you guys up to date with the save. It's at Docklanders, and yeah, it's well worth doing if you want to keep immersed in the save between the episodes. But yeah, as I posted last night, a few tweets of what went on, and of course this morning as well. It was probably the most interesting summer, especially in terms of transfers, since back in season 2 when we sold Sandro Tonali and bought in Sebastiano Esposito, Eddie Salcedo, and some other really important players as well. So yeah, really big transfer window. I'll start off with the departures as always. Obviously a couple of players leaving here on loans. As you can see, once again, David Mizai was loaned out, our young born midfielder who sadly never really developed the way we were hoping, but still got time, only 20 years old. And Zaccagni as well, Matthias Zaccagni, who signed from Hellas Verona back in season 2, season 3, I think it was. He's in the final year of his contract. I was trying to sell him permanently. Sadly, no clubs put a bid in for him, even though I reduced the bid to like £4 million. So I loaned him out. He's gone back to Hellas Verona. We'll get 1.5 mil for the year, and they're paying his wages as well. We also lost Marazzi, who was a player you might remember from season 1, one of our good young talents that sadly never developed. But the big departures, as you can see, were both players that left the club on freebies. First and foremost, I talked about it. Would he get a new contract or not? Well, the answer was no. Andrea Patagna left us on a free transfer. Signed him back in season 2. I called him the bully. I was really excited for the target man up top, but he just could not hit a barn door with a banjo. Yes, I know I played him in a supportive role quite a lot of the time, but even with assists, he barely got any of those either. And quite frankly, he just never really showed me enough. I tried to negotiate a new contract in the summer, and his agent wanted like 55 grand a week. I was like, you want 20 grand a week extra for doing fuck all for the past 4 years? Get out of my club. So he's gone to Sampdoria. They've put him on a high wage for 3 years, and 29 years old as well. He'll turn 30 at the end of the season. I think I made the right decision to let him go on a free transfer. And the other player that left us on a free, as you can see, Captain Dimitri Bissoli, made him skipper back in season 2, I think it was, captain us to back-to-back Serie A titles in the Champions League for the first time ever, but out of contract in the summer. 30 years old now, and quite frankly, we've got depth in this position and then some. So I decided to let him go on a free transfer. I did try and negotiate a new 1-year extension with him, but his agent was like locking me into a 2-year contract. And at his age, due to turn 31 during the season, only really good enough now for Serie B sides, and wanted a pay increase as well. I was like, Captain, we love you, but it's time to say farewell. So he captained us to back-to-back Serie A titles, first year in European football as well. But Dimitri Bissoli, club captain, club legend, he's finally left the team. So Bissoli goes, a new era here at Brescia. And as for new signings at the club as well, we have spent more money than almost ever before. Second most expensive transfer window to save, and also a new club record signing this year as well. Big deals. And we'll start off with a wonder kid who I am so excited for. You know, every single season, in every single FM save I do, there is always at least one wonder kid coming in. And this is the token wonder kid this year, and I'm very excited indeed. Tommaso Simonetti, who is an 18-year-old striker who we've signed from Inter Milan. We have got such a great record of bringing in players from Inter Milan. Lorenzo Parola, Eddie Salcedo, of course, Sebastiano Esposito as well. And let's hope that Simonetti is going to be just as good as well. Now, we signed him in summer for just £4.2 million. It's a decent amount to pay for an 18-year-old that hasn't had a single minute of competitive football. Look what he's done at youth level. 29 goals there in his second season at youth level, and last season 14 goals in 30 as well. So he can do it at youth level. As you can see, he's won things at youth level with Inter Milan as well. I talked about the importance of young players winning things early and getting that winning mentality into their mind, and this guy's got some fantastic stats as well. Physically, this is where the kid really excels. He's absolutely rapid. 18 acceleration, 15 pace, but 17 agility and 18 balance. And I love the 17 natural fitness with 14 stamina. At 5'11", he could win balls in the air as well if required to do so. Mentally, got a long way to go, but still some decent stats already with 12 composure and 14 off the ball and 14 teamwork is nice as well. And technically as well, you see the one stat that really jumps out at you there. 10 finishing, 11 first touch, 10 passing, 11 technique. Not the best, certainly needs some work, but already 18 dribbling at just 18 years old. Very impressive indeed. And with 13 crossing too, I must say, this guy I think could be turned into a decent winger on the right-hand side with the pace, the crossing and the dribbling as well. If he doesn't bang him in and the 10 finishing never improves, we can always play him on the right-hand side. So yeah, Simonetti in, 18 years old, long way to go, but he can become homegrown and trained at the club as we sign him at the age of 18. And yeah, I must say, looks very exciting indeed. And there's only two more signings to show you as well, and they both come from the same club as well. I will start off with the joint third most expensive signing in club history. He cost the exact same amount of money as Eddie Salcedo, and let's hope he's just as impactful as well. It's a new left back here at Brescia, and it's not Emerson, unfortunately. I'll discuss him in more detail in just a moment's time, but he's our new starting left back. He takes Emerson's old number, and I hope he'll be just as good as the Brazilian-born Italian that now plays for Arsenal. More on that in just a moment's time. Yes, Luca Pellegrini we signed in the summer for a great deal, absolute steal in my opinion, £13 million from Sassuolo. Now, I'm sure most of you guys know about this guy. He started his career off at Rome before moving on to Juventus. Had a loan spell at Cagliari, came back to Turin, never managed to lock down a starting place there at Juve, so they sold him for a very cheap deal, 6.5 mil to Bologna, spent 1 year there, then went to Sassuolo for £8 million, spent 1 year there, and now he's come to Brescia as well. But I'm not planning to have him just 1 year, I'm planning to have this guy for all of his prime years here, hence why I put him on a 4-year contract. 70 grand a week, very expensive contract indeed, but this guy I would say is one of the best left backs in Italy right now. Now physically, as you can see, he's pretty well balanced, I must say. He's not got great jumping, so a little bit concerned about that, but otherwise, you know, relatively quick enough. 13 acceleration, 14 pace with 14 agility, 15 balance, and 14 stamina with 14 natural fitness as well. Not bad, not bad. Mentally though, fantastic stats on this guy, and that's why I was so happy to get the guy. And as you can see, he's got 4 greens here, 17 aggression, 16 determination, 16 off the ball, very good on a wing back going forward, and 17 for work rate as well. Mentally, all across the board, this guy is solid. 14 anticipation, 13 bravery, 14 composure and decisions with 15 concentration, 14 flair as well with 15 positioning, 13 teamwork and 12 vision as well. Mentally, this guy reads the game fantastically well, and technically too, backs it up both when going forward and when at the back. 15 crossing, 13 dribbling with 15 at first touch, 14 technique and 13 passing as well, and his defensive stats, 13 marking and 13 tackling as well. All across the board, this guy's got really, really great stats. I love the positive arrows already after just spending 1 month here. He's won the Serie A with Juventus back in 2022. Hasn't won that many other things, but at 25 years old, we got him for his prime years. And again, whilst he spent 1 year at Bologna and 1 year at Sassuolo, I hope we have this guy for all of his prime years, and I've got no plans to sell him whatsoever. Great signing. Not Emerson, who I wanted, with a resolute personality, fantastic stats, and an upgrade from Muru, whilst also being 4 years younger as well. And the final signing, also coming from Sassuolo, is probably a little bit more exciting, but it is a much bigger bargain as well. It's a new club record signing. He is on, I believe, the highest wage here at Brescia as well. And the question is, will he be worth the very expensive transfer fee and contract? Well, let's find out. Welcome to Brescia Football Club. Andre Anderson, there we go, took a while to click on his name. Andre Anderson. I thought with all the success we had with Emerson last year, a Brazilian-born Italian, let's bring in another one. Yes, Andre Anderson was born in Brazil, but of course represents Italy in this save, and that's why we can use him in this club and country series. And I must say as well, I'm really excited to have a player like this come and play for Brescia. Now, as you can see, the transfer fee was £25 million, so he smashed the club record fee to bring him in after the signing of Esposito was 14 mil back in season 2. This is £11 million more expensive, so he smashed the club record fee in the summer. But as you can see, this guy has been playing really well for Sassuolo since making the jump from Lazio, and I hope he'll be just as good for us. Past 2 years Sassuolo after he signed from Lazio to them. Firstly, 34 appearances, 3 goals and 3 assists in his first season. Not bad, but last year really picked it up. 6 goals and 5 assists in 30 games for Sassuolo. 25 mil is a big fee to pay for the guy, and when you look at his contract as well, £110,000 a week. Priciest contract here, other than Sebastiano Esposito, of course, and just like Sebastiano, he's got big goal bonuses too. 19 grand per goal, 25 grand per appearance, and also 20 goals gets him 200 grand, 25 gets him 300 grand. So it's a huge contract for the guy, because he won't bang them in as regularly as Sebastiano, so he won't lose as much money per goal for Andre, but he's got some fantastic stats, and as a player that can play further forward and unlock defences. Look, we love CP14, don't get me wrong, but sometimes he does go missing, let's be honest here. Whereas Andre Anderson, I hope, would be a much more reliable source of creativity in this team. Physically, as you can see, he's got some decent stats all across the board. He's got a decent amount of strength to him, decent amount of pace, good agility, good balance, and decent natural fitness and stamina as well. Very, very nicely balanced here at 5'11", and mentally as well, as you can see, once again, very well balanced all across the board with some good stats in key areas. 15 composure, 14 decisions, 17 determination, 18 flair, you gotta love that, with 16 off the ball and 15 vision as well. Some really important stats there on an attacking midfielder. And technically as well, 16 dribbling, 13 finishing, 15 first touch, 14 long shots, you gotta love that, with 15 technique and 15 passing as well. Don't forget the guy's only 24 years old as well. He'll turn 25 in September next month, but he's here before he hits his prime, you would say. Again, it's a 5-year deal, very pricey contract with some really, really awesome stats, tries killer balls, great personality as well. And again, he's won things as well. He won the Serie A back with Lazio a couple of years ago. He's won the European Championship at under 21 level. He won the World Cup 2 years ago when he was called up to the Italy side for that World Cup competition as well. So this guy, I think with the stats he's got, the personality, and again, just 24 years old, could be our most creative player and a really good option to unlock defences when CP14 is not pulling his weight. So an incredibly expensive transfer window for Brescia. As you can see, 42 million on just 3 players, but I think we've really improved this side and then some. A great wonder kid to keep your eyes on for the future, a better left back than Muru and younger as well, and Andre Anderson is a really creative player too. Lots of money getting spent, but hopefully it will prove to make this team much, much better. But as you can see, it does mean our financial situation is looking a little bit worse for wear. As you can see here, we've only got just a bit more money than we had when we were taken over midway through last season. It's crazy. Paul dipped his hands into his pockets when he took over the club and pumped in a ridiculous amount of money. But we've just gone and splashed all that cash in one summer. Seriously, man, you give me a big budget, you can't expect me to be conservative with it. I love to spend the cash, man, and that's exactly what we've done. We'll make it back over the course of the season as we're back in the Champions League. The wage budget is the main concern for me, though. As you can see, it's taken another massive spike. It took a little bit of a drop at the end of the season when we released a few players, including Patagna and also Visoli as well, and then it just shot up by over £200,000 a week. Mainly due to the signing of Andre Anderson and Pellegrini, of course. But yeah, so we're now spending, for the first time in the save, over £1 million a week in wages. That is absolutely insane. You go back to the start of the save, we are only spending just over £250,000. Now we're spending over £1 million as we enter season 6. And for a club of Brescia's stature, that's a lot of money, and you don't need me to tell you that, because again, I talk about it quite often, and it's the real key thing you got to remember. We don't make the same amount of money as other clubs do in this division due to sponsorship. We just don't generate that much income because we're still considered a relatively low club in terms of worldwide reputation. 10.75 mil a year is all we get in sponsorship. That's less than the likes of Bologna, Cagliari, Fiorentina, Atalanta. There's teams there that we're better than right now. Sassuolo, but we're earning less than in terms of sponsorship. And also as well, as we talked about it, in terms of prize money in the Serie A, you get barely anything. 4 mil, just over 4 mil for winning the title. You get more than that for playing in the Champions League group stage. So yeah, to have £1 million coming out of your budget a week on wages is a lot for a club that aren't going to make it back unless we stay in the Champions League. Talked about it last season, and I'll say it once again. If we are to keep Brescia in the positive, in the bank balance, we have to stay in the Champions League. Fall out of it, and we're in deep trouble. What's that old saying? You got to spend money to make money? Well, that could not be more true in Brescia's case. So just real briefly, as you take a look at the squad and how it's looking for the upcoming season, just briefly I want to show you the homegrown status here at the club. I love this. Every single player is trained in the nation or trained at the club. As we know, Mirko De Sisto and, where is he? Not Simonetti, Franchi. They will be trained at the club in 2 years' time. As for Simonetti, again, because we've got him at 18 years old, he'll be trained at the club in 3 years' time. So that'll be 3 more players getting out granted a trained at club homegrown status. You love to see it. And as for the squad depth for the team as well, and the team report too, as you can see right here, the assistant report suggests we've got way more strengths than weaknesses, which you love to see. Oh yeah. And as for the depth in this team as well, once again, we released quite a few players, and we got rid of a few players in the summer, so we have a little bit less depth than last season. That is true, but we've got more quality in depth, if that makes sense. We got less numbers, but better players. You know, with the players we signed, Andre Anderson coming in, Pellegrini at left back, and of course Simonetti in the striker role. We got less players for squad depth, but better players here in the reserve. So if I could go back in time, I'd probably keep Basoli, don't get me wrong, but otherwise I think what we did in the summer was very good in terms of making this team better as a unit. As for my favourite section of the game, the dynamic screen, as you can see, the team cohesion is very good. The dressing room atmosphere is excellent, as is the managerial support as well. It says you've got one unhappy player at the club, but I can't find out who that is. I think that might be someone right now that's out on loan or possibly in the development centre, because I can't find out who that is right now. There's no player issues in the team anyway. And as for the hierarchy of the club, now that we've lost Dimitri Basoli, as you can see, our three team leaders are Sebastiano Esposito, Matteo Viviani, and as you can see, new club captain Nicolo Armini. Yes, to give a 23-year-old the captain's armband for good is a bold decision. But this guy's got 15 leadership, the joint best leadership in the team, and you know he wore the armband a lot last season as Basoli was not in the first 11 a lot. And I think the guy's got what it takes to be a leader here. I really, really do. So I've given him the armband. Big decision at just 23 years old, but the young man gets the pressure of wearing it. And let's see if he can guide us to 3 straight Serie A titles. So Armini, new club captain in Basoli's absence. As you'll see, the vice captaincy has gone to Stefano Storaro because he's my sort of player, man. He's my sort of player. I gave him a contract extension in the summer as well. He was out of contract at the end of this season. I gave him an extra 1 year and an optional 1 year extension if we wish to activate it as well. He took a pay cut as well. He took a pay cut. Oh, he's my sort of player, Stefano. My sort of player. So he takes the vice captaincy. The leadership's not the best, but great teamwork, great work rate, great determination, and great personality as well. So Stefano, the vice captain, and Nicola, the new club captain here. And as for the social groups, as you can see, as it often is at the start of a new season, we've got 4 splits, but hopefully over time, the boys will gel and become 1 or 2 groups. In terms of new contracts with Brescia, briefly touched on Storaro's new deal. As you can see, I've signed a new 5-year extension at the club as well. You love to see it. 50 grand a week, if only. And if we win the Champions League, we get 200 grand for that as well. So I'm here to stay. Obviously, I was never going to go anyway, but a new contract is always nice indeed. CP14 signed a new contract in the summer as well. He still had like 2 or 3 years left on his deal, but he was on 6 grand a week, and I was like, yeah, I think he deserves a bit more money than that after his fantastic season last year, his best in a Brescia shirt. So now he's on £63,000 a week, so a crazy new contract for CB14. I think he deserves it. And he'll be vying with Andre Anderson for, of course, the starting attacking midfield role this season. What else did I want to show you? I suppose things that are going on behind the scenes. As you can see, we're still improving the training and youth facilities. Once they finish up on the 20th of December, we'll have state-of-the-art training and youth facilities as well. I asked the board to improve our junior coaching budget and our youth recruitment as well, which they decided to accept. Same with the data analysis facilities as well. And right now, the facilities at the club are looking like this. Again, state-of-the-art data analysis facilities. The training and youth facilities will become state-of-the-art themselves in December. And we've got exceptional youth academy and youth recruitment as well. Oh, and another player that signed a new contract. Sorry, I keep forgetting. There's so much to show you after the summer, man. It takes so long to play through the summer, but it's so fun. As you can see, Emil Ordero signed a new extension as well. He was out of contract at the end of this season, and I talked about it before, man. The fact that no club came in and met that minimum fee release clause for teams in the Champions League of 7.25 mil was an absolute mystery. The guy is more than good enough to be getting Champions League football regularly, and instead of doing it somewhere else, he'll be doing it with us. He's our starting goalkeeper for good. Signs a new 5-year contract, only an extra 10 grand a week as well, and I'm very happy with that because, you know, as much as he does make mistakes every now and then, the guy single-handedly has won us so many games throughout the course of this save, and yeah, we love Ordero, man. He's only 27 as well, so his prime years are still to come. Fantastic goalkeeper, a winner, as you can see, at club and international level, and I'm so happy he remains as our starting goalkeeper. I really like him. I really like like him. But as for the European Championships, well, you would have just seen it there when I was on Ordero's profile. Who won the European Championships? Well, you would have seen it on Twitter. I showed it last night for you guys. Italy did it once again, and it's so bittersweet, man. It is so bittersweet. Italy have now won the World Cup, the Nations League, and now the European Championship in this save without me. They beat France in the final. How do I get the tree? Wait for it. There we go. So that's the second round and onwards tree. And Italy's route to the final, as you can see, beating Switzerland, Belgium, Germany, thrashed Germany. Esposito scored 2 in that game, and then they beat France in the final. And again, for those that saw it on Twitter last night, let's watch it together if we can. Emerson scoring the game winner. Oh, please don't crash. Fuck! Okay, well, actually I would, but unfortunately my Mac continues to crash every time I try and load the highlights. So that's a concern. I discussed this in a previous episode. I genuinely do believe my Mac is coming towards the end of its life cycle. I know I said it's every single year, but FM is continuously crashing for me, and yeah, ouch. So you'd have to visualise it, Emerson getting the winning goal in the European Championship final, but sadly we can't see it. But I'm not sure there's anything else I want to show you off camera apart from, of course, the competition's expectations and the pre-season as well. Starting with our expectation for the season, as you can see, Super Cup once again is not important. We'll take on Napoli, who won the Tim Cup last year. In the Tim Cup, we've been able to reach the final this year. Haven't reached the semi-final in the save so far, so big expectations from the board this season. Same in the league as well. Challenge for the Serie A title. We want it back to back, so no reason we can't do that, but yeah, it's still going to be tough to maintain a title challenge for a third straight year with the great competition in this area. And as the Champions League last year reached quarterfinals, this year the board say reached the first knockout round. I'm targeting a quarterfinal place once again in the Champions League. The group stage draw will be at the start of the next episode. As for the season preview in the Serie A as well, once again the media are totally underestimating us. They think we'll finish in 7th place this year, which to me is just, again, a slap in the face. We are way better than that. Back-to-back championships, and you think all we can do is a Europa Conference League spot? Get stuffed, media. They hate me and they hate Brescia. We're a top 4 team. We're a top 4 team in my opinion. Whether we can win it or not for the third straight year, I'm not entirely sure, but in my opinion, at least 4th place, that's my minimum target for this season. I don't want to drop out of the Champions League places. And as for pre-season, as you can see very briefly, we had a relatively successful one. Won all of our games apart from 3. We had 2 draws against Norwich, hey, Norwich the old boys, and Atalanta United as well in our American tour. And we lost our Rigamonti Cup semi to Juventus. We won the other games, so including 3 testosterone-filled games leading up to the first game of the season against Atalanta. And this is our full fixture list for season 6. So yep, don't think there's anything else to show you in the pre-season, so let's dive into the first of today's episode then, as we take on our rivals Atalanta on Monday night, aiming to get off to a winning start after last year we lost on the opening day, but of course still managed to win the title. Head into the game, as you can see there are 2 players suspended for the opening day. Those are Murgia and Barbieri as well. No one's come back from pre-season injured though, and this will be our lineup as we stay with the 5-2-1-2 tiki-taka we switched to at the back end of last season that helped us win the title. Ordero's in goal. Back 5 was Muri, Sissana, Perola, Armenian, Paoli, with Viviani Strive for the middle. CP14 supports Franchi and Esposito as none of our new signings make their debuts, and on the bench you've got Mola, Boniface, Papetti, Pellegrini, De Sisto, Gietti, Gavoni, Andre Anderson, Del Monte, Salcedo, Simonetti, and Borelli as well. First and only game, Serie A opening day, Forza Brescia. I want to make a statement to the players that were here last season. Despite spending so much money in the summer, these are still my guys. These are still my boys, man, and I still believe in them to be the team that retain the title. You know, Andre Anderson and Pellegrini both coming in from Sassuolo, Simonetti, the young wonder kid as well. They'll all have roles to play this year, but they're not guaranteed starters. We're back-to-back Serie A champions. We're going for the three-peat. I'm keeping my faith in the boys that have done it over the past 2 years. First highlight falling to our rivals, though, and it's a goal. Claude Adjepong, once of Cardiff City last year, makes it 1-0. But Odero, man oh man, once again, what was he doing? Thiago Almada floats it in towards the middle, and Odero gets caught in absolutely no man's land. Embarrassing from Odero. But this is We don't need a second replay FM. This is Ordero in a nutshell. Like I said it before, man. It'll win you games single-handedly, and he'll cost you goals single-handedly as well. He's that sort of goalkeeper. Then again, the past 2 Serie A championships we've won, we wouldn't have won them without Emil Ordero. This is just him in a nutshell, man. If you can't handle him at his worst, we don't deserve him at his best. And we need him at his best if we are to retain the title once again. But we're 1-0 down on the opening day at home to our rivals. We lost on the opening day last year to Juventus, but very poor start, yet to get going in the game until now. Can we get ourselves a leveller right before the break? Stefano Sturaro back to Armini, and he'll slide it into the feet of Fabio De Paoli. Back to Sturaro and out wide to our right back. Lovely ball through. Esposito, all he needs is one chance. Drills it home. Brescia back on level terms. Sebastiano, surprise, surprise. And De Paoli with the assist as well. This guy, man, seriously, sometimes he just goes after it, sometimes he doesn't. For Esposito, look at that for a finish as well. Right into the bottom corner. One of the best strikers in the world at 22 years old. And puts us back on level terms. Half-time, being a better team statistically, but really we need to get going. So once again, I'm going to make the same tactical alterations I did throughout the back end of last season. At half-time, up the tempo and tell the boys to be more expressive. Come on, boys, let's get going and get ourselves in front. I like the way we do this, though. You know, in the first half, we lull our opponents to sleep, play at a really slow tempo, conserve energy, and just knock the ball around. And then the second half, right after the restart, bang, we start half off with more energy and more enthusiasm as Picardi puts it into the bottom corner and says to Andre Anderson, keep your seat on the bench because I am the main man in this team. 2-1 Brescia in front for the first time. Marking that contract extension was first of the year. It was his best season of the series last year. Now can he up it with the pressure of Anderson coming in? Lovely finish right into the bottom corner, pointing to the name on the back of his shirt as Brescia flipped the script and going for it. But yeah, I like this. I really do. You know, first half we play very, very slow, but in the second half we really up the intensity. 20 minutes to go, still in front by 1. With 17 minutes to go, we're looking for a third goal to kill this contest off and make a statement on the opening day. We're going for the three-peat, CP14, back to Viviani as we keep the ball on the deck. And I'm fine going backwards as long as we don't surrender possession. That's fine for me. That's fine. Just keep the ball at feet and keep the ball in our favour. Armini to De Paoli. I just love the tiki-taka with this Brescia team. Great ball into Esposito. And Sebastiano beats one. Cross blocked. Muru. 3-1, game over, Brescia win on the opening day, get in! It is going to be really, really hard to retain the title again, but that's the way to start, baby. We flipped the script after conceding early, 3-1 the final score, and a big, big victory against our rivals on match day 1. 37 more games to go, but 1 win down right off the bat. Perfect start for us, and again, long way to go, of course, but very encouraging the way we responded after falling behind so early on. So that was today's episode of Club and Country, guys. Big thank you for watching the season opener. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. I'll return in the very next episode with the Champions League group stage draw and the opening group game as well against whoever it will be. And then Udinese away. My word, we've had some tricky tests against them throughout the course of the save. We'll take them on in the next episode as well. Have a great day, guys. Much love. And I'll see you for the next episode of Club and Country featuring a draw and a Champions League group opener very soon.